I made a video about some tips for someone who's new to recording, and I wanted to elaborate on one of them in a totally new video. The tip that I presented was to get used to recording to a metronome early on in your recording career. The reason for this being that we want to make sure that if we are changing tempo, if we are rushing, dragging, stretching beats out, we want to make sure we're doing that on purpose and not just because we can't hold down a tempo. If you're somebody who's basically sworn off metronomes because you think they feel unnatural, you focus more on the metronome than you do on the passion in your playing, there's one thing I want to say to you. When people are talking about recording to a metronome, what they're really talking about is just recording to a steady tempo. Thinking about it that way, it doesn't have to be a quarter note click that's keeping that steady tempo. One of the biggest tricks that I use when I'm recording with somebody who isn't used to recording along to a metronome is literally just taking a drum loop that doesn't fit the style at all and dropping it in their headphones so that they can play along with something that has subdivision. And that's really the biggest piece here. We need something to subdivide that beat so that you aren't sitting and trying to figure out when that next click is happening. If you have a drum beat that's playing eighth notes, or like even 16th notes, you are going to have something telling you when that next beat is going to be and helping you anticipate it so that you can naturally work it into your playing. Obviously, you'll want to make sure you're recording with a good pair of headphones and not turning the drum beat up louder than you have to, because what might happen is it might end up getting picked up into the microphone, and then no matter what you do, you won't really be able to pull that out. With that being said though, even if you record your guitar track with a drum beat playing through speakers getting into the microphone, you can then just record the rest of your song on top of it and then redo the guitar later without needing the drum beat. To take it one step further, if you're good with digital audio workstations or DAWs, or you have a slight background in, music theory and how to write rhythms, what you can do is write a drum beat using a virtual instrument that has the same accents as the instrument that you're playing. So if your guitar rhythm is get my little tiny guitar up here, you can write those hits into the drums. I could have just put in real instruments, but you know what? You're welcome. That way, you're breaking this idea that you have to sit and try to figure out the tempo, and you're just playing along with something that naturally pulls you into the accents that you're trying to produce. It's the difference between playing to a click and just playing along with music. It's always so much more fun when you just feel like you're jamming out. Hopefully this has made life a little bit easier for somebody out there. I know I've run into a lot of success using it. This idea is just another example of learn the rules before you break them. As always, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I will do my best to answer them. Thank you for stopping by, and I look forward to seeing you soon.